What's going on, everybody? Rob here, aka Trev2323, with my Santa Claus bifocals on. Step into this mad world of mine with LED strip lights for the boats. My honey, for Father's Day, bought me LED strip lights for the boats. Two 16-foot rolls. Okay, but the ones that we got, they didn't come with regular 12 volt. They're 12 volt strip lights, but they came with plugs for the boat. Why would they come with plugs, right? So we don't got that big enough boat where you need the inverter and all that. We just got a 12 volt battery. So I had to finagle stuff together. Originally I found this toggle switch right here, but this one actually matches the boat. So hopefully I could just unscrew the empty accessory panel and put that in there. Now I want to show you how I wired this. These LED strips came with a plug to plug the LED strips in right here, okay? There's the LED strips, they're all orange right there. All right, so I'm trying to explain something to you here. So it came with the plug. So what I did is I cut the plug open. I cut the plug off here. All right, these are like 22 gauge wires, they're real thin. And all they have is a hot and a black. Now this is crazy for you. Let me explain this to you. On a boat, red is the hot, black is the, yellow is the ground. Yellow is the ground on the boat. Yellow is the ground on the boat. On these 12 volt wires, the black is the ground, the red is the hot. The black is the ground, the red is the hot. Okay, but on a boat, the yellow is the ground. So you have to remember, yellow is the ground on the boat. So I went with the hot and I added on a 5 amp fuse. This is a regular size 5 amp fuse, okay? In between the hot line to the switch. Here's a switch, and the switch actually has a power, an accessory for your lights, and then the ground. This accessory that's where the lights are on, okay? The power is the constant power to the switch. So the constant power to the switch, and this is the ground, the yellow. So you see it's coming out of here because it's coming directly from the wires and it's black. But when I come down, so this is how it's going to be mounted in the boat, like this. This is how it's going to be mounted in the boat, okay? The hot, you know what the hot is. This is going straight to the fuse box. Straight to the empty fuse box. And I actually bought some mini breakers. Now I got 10 amp mini breakers and a 5 amp inline breaker, because I would rather have the 5 amp blow if anything happens before the mini breaker, okay? So this is going straight to the fuse box, which I'll show you. Now this needed a ground just so this could light up right here. The power in the ground will make this light up right here. So with the ground, I came down and I got the ground for the light going to the ground for here. It's all into one. But then this right here, ground, these are the only two things going to the fuse box. This ground right here is going to the ground part of the fuse box, and this is going to the hot part of the fuse box. This is the only thing. Now, this is 16 feet of wire. So what I was going to do before I read, one side has the plug, the other side has two red wires. And they give you an adapter that you could daisy chain them together. But here's another thing you could do. On these LED strips, try to get real close. Between those two copper lines, there's a line. You could cut it with scissors between that two copper line to splice them together. You could cut right between there. Every 3 lights, there's a place to cut it. And then there's splicers to press them. You see? They're right there. They press onto the copper pegs and they put 2 lines together. So if you're gonna daisy chain them together, you don't have to have that kind of gap of lights or put wires over other wires to make it look like it's one solid wire. You use these little clips and you could daisy chain it all the way together. So I'd done all this wiring at home. Before I tape this up, I'm taping this up really good. I wanted to show you. I cut this piece apart. So we still used this piece to plug in because I know it's 12 volt. 12 volt, there's only 2 wires. One goes to the toggle switch to turn on with the inline breaker. One goes to the ground. The ground actually goes to the fuse box and the ground comes to the toggle switch. The accessory wire right here, that is coming down in to turn the lights on right here with the inline fuse. The power wire is going to the main circuit box on the boat. Therefore, like I says, when I get to the boat after everything's ran, these are the only 2 wires I gotta do, the ground and the hot. And then I'll show you how I'm gonna daisy chain these together. Now we're gonna stick these on with just sticking them on right now, but eventually we're gonna go back and we're gonna probably clear silicone them. So come with me. I'm taking some zip ties. I'm taking these inline splitters. I'm taking the yellow and the red, so this way you know your ground and your hot wires and everything. I'm taking a regular electric cord, and I'm taking some needle nose pliers, because sometimes these are really hard to get into the fuse box. All right, let's go. Welcome to the evil scientist wire. I'll need my honey here to hit this toggle switch for me. Just hold this, like hold it from the plastic right here, and then not yet. I'm gonna hit the negative first, and then the positive. So let me make sure I got the negative and positive. I got a marine battery over here. That's negative right there. That's positive right there. Uh oh, didn't light up. It should have lit up. Hit the toggle switch either way. Aha! Look at that. Ta-da-da-da! Now shut it off. Aha! One more time. Ta-da-da-da! All right, shut it off. Woo woo! I was kind of hoping that wouldn't make sense for that to stay on like that, so then when you know you gotta hit the lights on, it would be on, right? It should stay on all the time, but I don't think the bolts won't stay on all the time either. So, okay, so it works. So now we gotta go put them on and daisy chain them. All right, here we go with the wiring. You gotta shut the power to the fuse box off. That shuts the power to the fuse box off on the Bayliner with the radio. We're going around the inside of this. So what I used was pre-degreaser, and this degreaser degreases everything. After we go ahead and put the wires around today, maybe tomorrow we're gonna come with clear caulk and clear caulk all around. Where I plan on putting my switch in is in this accessory, but I gotta see if I can reach it from underneath. If I can reach it from underneath, that's where I could put it in that. Got some water from the rain in here, but let's go see what's underneath here. Oh, I just wish I had my glasses. Okay, so I'm looking for that accessory hole right there. They have everything buttoned up really nice right here. Speedometer and all those accessories up here. I'm trying to go around to be all up and through one hole right here. You know, that's my transducer. Trying to find out where the accessories are. Okay, fill them. Okay, the accessories are down here. They're down here. So that's where the accessories are. So the fuse box is right here that we're going to be plugged into. So let me see if I can get this accessory in. I pushed it a little bit from the back, and I got the access to the accessory hole. Now we got the wire in here already. Everything's ready to go. So I got to find the toggle switch. This is the toggle switch. So you unscrew the part of the toggle switch. And so if this is off, this toggle switch is going to be down with all the rest of them. But this is the only red one. All the rest of them are like white or amber or whatever. So I'm gonna try to reach underneath with my hand to get this in place so I can screw this in. Underneath there, you need a really long arm. Because you see I reached it in. That's the closest matching one we could find to it. So all you do is when you push it through, you have to take the ring off first, and then you screw the ring on. But look, I had to glue this on too. Look at, that's loose right there. So that's wired already. So now what I gotta do, because I know these are the only 2 wires I gotta connect, so I can already start with the taping the LEDs on. But I'm gonna wipe it down again because I'm sweating all over this LEDs. So I'm gonna actually tape that right there. That wire, I'm not drilling through with this. That's just gonna be right there and come right under here. So the LEDs are gonna start up here. And all you do is pull the bottom of it off and go all the way around until you run out. Then I'll catch up with you. Pull the bottom of it off. Here, my love, can you hold it? It's actually 2-way tape. So you peel part of the tape and the rest of it sticks on. Look at that, look at that. So this is actually 2-way tape that they put on here. So you have to peel the 2-way tape off and leave the 1-way tape on. And then you try to get your straight line before you put it down. and go about a foot at a time probably. And you see that's sticking down really good. And on top of this, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clear silicone it. If I would have known it was two-way tape in the beginning, I wouldn't have peeled that off the beginning, but I know for sure now I got to redo that beginning with something. Okay, so give yourself enough room how it's supposed to be faced. Give yourself about a foot, and then I know I'm gonna go right in here, and then from there I'm coming down to the ledge right here. This is crazy, but most of you never probably put pinstripe on a car. If you cross-reference putting pinstripe on a car, it's kind of the exact same thing as putting pinstripe on a car. So this is what I'm gonna do all the way down, then rub it in really good, and I'll be right back with you. So remember I said every 3 lights you could cut it. I got to cut with scissors right between there so I could connect the other one, so you don't have this little piece hanging. Then you could glue it all down, all the way around the other 16 feet. So it's going to be all the way around, and then we're going to silicone it also, so if people do sit on it or whatever, it's not going to move it. But when people sit at the front, they normally sit with their back right here and their arm up here, so that's all going to be silicone really good, probably tomorrow. Cut right in between those dots, right in between them. This is the connection right here. I actually had to snap them on the top. They were trying to snap on the bottom and it really wasn't working, so I connected them together right here. And before I take all the tape off the rest of this right here, I'm gonna make sure that it's gonna work before I have all that wired and have to mess with that wire. So getting back underneath here right now, you can see the fuse boxes right there. Oh my god, I got many fuses, the regular fuses, so I gotta get, I do have another fuse, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the other fuse. The yellow right there is for the ground. Yellow's the ground, and I want to put up in the empty spot, that's gonna be a 5-amp fuse. Be taped down right here. I put the yellow on the yellow block. I put a 5-amp fuse in there with the red, and then I know half of it's gonna light. We gotta see if the other half is gonna light before we finish running it all the way down. Okay, yeah, they're all on. 2 right here. Oh, so this connection didn't go right, so I got to redo that connection again. The rest are on. That connection didn't go right. If it goes bad, all you do is you got to cut a little bit further back, and there's more of these, so I got to get this one in right. But I'm glad I didn't finish running all these, because then I'd have been kind of assed out. Don't let these connections fool you. They were a pain in the butt. When I get home, I'm going to show you how they do it. But we finally did get it together. You're going to be able to see it at night. I'm short by like 3 feet. Story of my life. That's how sexy the boat looks with the LEDs on it. My honey's trying to hide. They're eating pizzas. Look at that. And it's not even all the way dark yet.